Printed or visual material containing the explicit description or display of sexual organs or activity, intended to stimulate erotic rather than aesthetic or emotional feelings. When porn became popular through magazines and books, it was easy to restrict because of its genre, and only 18-plus individuals could buy and consume that content. Today, because of the technologically advanced society we live in, porn has become easily accessible to a wide range of audiences. With adolescents and children having almost unrestricted access online, porn is like a widespread epidemic and has begun to show drastic effects on children, teens, and adults. And it's not just the viewers that are harmed, with many cases of unconsenting minors and adults being uploaded onto porn sites. Even the actors that do consent have spoken out about how harmful the industry was to them. In this video essay, I'll show you a variety of perspectives and how we can change the industry and decrease porn usage. Firstly, credibility plays a crucial role in the conversation about porn. In a podcast hosted by Alex Clark, former porn actor Joshua Broome is interviewed about his role in the industry and how it affected him. Broome had received many awards, including these, plus 6 years of experience, making him well-versed in the industry. Because podcasts are relatively unrestricted, Joshua can speak freely, his voice being evident as seen in these clips.
I would rather compromise my sexuality and agree to this contract to have sex with men than do anything else, because I thought I was a prostitute. That was the only thing, the only value that I had. It was the only thing I could ever do.
And
I thought so little of myself. Because literally I was like, I'm a prostitute. This is who I am. This is how much I'm worth.
Both clips use the negative connotation behind prostitute to display the speaker's bad experience and how low his self-esteem was while working as a porn actor. Broome also speaks slowly and deliberately to ensure the audience can read his emotions and understand the message he's depicting. By connecting to the audience emotionally and having his career's credibility, he can provide insight into the industry. He speaks on many of the industry's dangers, like the large suicide, alcoholism, and drug abuse rates, using anecdotes and his own experience.
They would be in their 30s now. They took their life because they looked at their life and they believed it wasn't worth living anymore. And those scenes they did are still on the internet, still consumed at an astronomical rate.
And
that's why the self-harm and the overdose and the drugs are so high, because you're masking the reality.
Overall, his purpose within this podcast is to give the audience insight into how he ended up in the industry, the damage it caused him and other stars, and how he used God to turn his life around and heal. Another discussion method is through articles focusing on the science, research, and resources. This genre's purpose is to inform audiences of the consequences of porn addictions by using facts, citations, article structure, and images to inform readers in a digestible way. For example, this article written by Naomi Brower uses stylistic features such as spacing, subheadings, listing, and bold and highlighted text to break apart the information and make it easier for audiences to find the different sections on addiction, its impacts, and solutions. Furthermore, the use of formal diction and psychotherapeutic jargon strengthens the article's effectiveness in informing knowledgeable and unknowing audiences on this topic. In addition, the article uses a head image to highlight its message, porn's damage to viewers, and has a clear intro and conclusion, introducing and summarizing the writer's main points. Although the author slightly abuses hyperlinks and evidence citing, they succeed in informing their audience and in being a well-written research article by meeting the usual conventions like a bibliography, correct terminology use, and no added opinion from the author. Another great example of a research-based artifact is a YouTube interview with Andrew Huberman, a professor of neurobiology at Stanford. His credibility is established by its education and analysis of the biology behind porn addiction and how it affects addicts chemically and behaviorally, even using accurate scientific jargon.
What I do is I look at things through the lens of biology, and in particular through neuroscience.
Even as Huberman maintains formality, he continues to input his opinion when needed, changing to a sensitive tone and using informal diction.
Negotiate things like, consent and timing and, and communication and all the things that are really hard to do, but are essential to do.
Now, let's look at a journalistic approach to discussing porn's effects. Elle News is a magazine with a large female audience, and many features such as highlighted statements, images that correlate to the text's main idea, and separated text are utilized to match the conventions of a magazine and increase readability. Also, enlarging specific quotes highlights the main idea of that segment and makes the quotes more impactful. One thing to note is that Naomi Larson's angle of vision is narrow because of both her stake in the conversation, as she's been a partner of a porn addict, and because of the women she's interviewed. Her passion and relation to the topic are shown through her connections with the audience and inputs such as this and casual diction, stressing her voice throughout. Another aspect to address is the article's occasion, as it was written a few months after the pandemic began, and porn usage increased by more than 20%, making the topic at hand more impactful when it was written. The use of statistics also shows the writer using research effectively, but she allows the research to be in the background, as her purpose with this article is to connect with the female audience and call attention to an affected group that isn't usually mentioned when discussing porn's effects: the partners of addicts. Lastly, let's explore a news article regarding another important occasion in the porn industry. A mother from Greenville, Alabama sued MindGeek, the parent company of Pornhub, for distributing videos of her 12-year-old child being sexually assaulted. This lawsuit not only caused two of Pornhub's biggest funders, MasterCard and Visa, to withdraw their funding, but also led Pornhub to remove videos from unverified users to prevent this problem from reoccurring. Because the information is from a lawsuit and most of the details are privatized, the writer had a narrow angle of vision and only could report on public statements released by MindGeek and information on Rocky Shea Franklin, the assaulter. The writer also uses statistics from sources such as the Pornhub website and the ALEA and remains neutral tone throughout the article, even putting connotative words in quotations. So, what now? How can this modern-day issue be solved? One solution mentioned earlier was seeking religious assistance. Despite what many believe about religion promoting shame against sex work and sins of the flesh, religion can be the catalyst to acknowledging how harmful porn is and learning to overcome the addiction and sensation related to viewing it.
The worst thing that you've ever done, that doesn't define who you are. God defines who you are.
There are also counseling sessions for couples so both the struggling addict and their partner can address their issues and heal together, and resources that can help those who aren't ready to acknowledge their addiction, like the SAA and the AASECT. Even the news article introduced a method of forcing accountability on both viewers and corporations to create change within the industry. Through these different genres of reporting and spreading information on the harms of porn, more people can be enlightened and maybe choose different and less harmful alternatives to porn or quit altogether. By writing, speaking, and reporting on porn's harms, we can decrease porn usage and change the industry beneficially. Thank you for watching and have a great day!